Hello and welcome to Stop Motion University's Beginners T1a course. I'm your instructor, John, and I'm going to show you the ins and outs of the course and basically give you an overview of what you're going to learn and how we're going to go about it. So first off, you want to access your courses either through the courses section or the profile section. I prefer always to go through the profile section, but if you like, you can go through the courses section. Just click on the course that you want, courses here, and then scroll down to your class, and that's this one here, and I click on that, and it should say, there it goes, continue if you're enrolled in it, or start, that's the other one. If not, it'll say purchase, and you'll notice if you purchase it by going in your profile. But first off, let's go to curriculum here, and you can click on any of these little lectures and it'll take you straight to the course. You can also click on continue and it will also take you straight to the course. So click on continue and bada bing, bada boom. Now you're where you left off in the course. I'm going to hit the X and get out of the module and go back and show you the profile way. So I can click on profile up here, upper left-hand corner. And then you'll see I'm in a student profile. This is my student profile that I've made for demonstrating. And then just click on Stop Motion Animation for Beginners. Now, if you're not seeing the classes for some reason, they should be all listed in all. That was while it was, this highlight and progress was selected. So if you have it selected in all, you'll see all your classes. Also, you should see a number saying how many classes you are enrolled in. I've had students in the past that were like, hey, I enrolled in like 5 classes and I'm not seeing them. Well, if that's the case, hit me up and I will send you a request for a invoice or a receipt number so I can actually track where that purchase happened and where the bug is in the system and correct it, along with giving you credit for the class and enrolling you. All right. Yeah, that's pretty simple, straightforward. And you'll do that through the contact page there, right? Okay, beyond that though, you just hit the name of the course, hit Stop Motion Animation Beginners for our T1a course, and it will take you to that page that we saw prior, the main page. And once again, you can hit continue, or this time we'll go this way and we'll hit the welcome page, then welcome to T1a. And those green check marks mean you've completed that specific module lecture. The course is set up in modules. Each module has lectures in them or lessons. So for instance, module 1 is the welcome. Module 2 is what is stop motion. Module 3 is setups for stop motion or for animation. And then we get into the nitty gritty with time lapse, pixelation, found object animation, cutouts, paper animation, clay animation, replacement animation, squash and stretch technique, smear animation technique, logo text animation, character expressions, and we finish off with walk cycles 101. And then your final is at the end. It's module 15, where you'll submit a 30-second animation that you've built using any of the techniques within stop motion. It could be narrative. It should be narrative, actually, meaning that you've created like a little story and you've built something with that. Now, if I go to the front here, and we're already welcome to the module. If you've completed a module or a lecture, it'll have a little green check mark next to it. And as you scroll through the page, you'll also see it marked as complete. To navigate forward, if you're on those pages, you can hit next down here at the bottom right-hand corner. And then once you're in the next one, you can also hit back. There's a previous, all right? So you can go back to the prior one. Let's go to one that has not been finished. I'll go to time lapse right here. And there we go. And if I wanted to complete the lecture, because you can see there's 6 out of 73 items currently, that number will go up and down depending on the time of year and how I'm feeling about the course and what people are getting out of it. I will mark, or you should mark complete here, and it will jump you to the next one. So jump us to time lapse examples. You want to mark these as complete so you can move forward. If you don't, you can't move forward. Well, you can, but you won't get credit for that specific lecture. And you want to get credit for the lectures, but your final evaluation, this final down here, is really where you get your grade. Okay, this is where you get your pass or fail. The whole course is based off of this. All the assignments that you find, for instance, like there's this pixelation assignment here. You would go and upload your video to YouTube or Vimeo or wherever you want to put it, get a share link from hitting the share button and copying and pasting the share link here, then I should be able to have access to that video. If I don't have access to the video, I can't necessarily tell you what you're doing is right or wrong or help you out in any way. You need to make sure and test your links when you put them up here. So I need to either see an embedded video or I need to see a shared link. Those are the two that are acceptable. YouTube and Vimeo are the only sites that I would suggest using, because all the other sites cannot function on this. I cannot function with it will not function with a TikTok video or an X video, like a Twitter video. It will not function. You need to be YouTube or Vimeo. And should be fairly easy for you to do. You just put it up here. And if you don't have the hyperlink, like if you don't click hyperlink here, not a biggie. I can just copy and paste into my browser, and that's fine. Now, if you have a image to submit, because some students will have images for their animation, you'll click here and you'll select your file and then you'll submit as well. And you put send, all right? You can also add any comments. If you have any questions, put them in your questions here. And I should be able to reply back to your videos once they've uploaded and I've seen them. And you'll get a grade for that, but don't worry, that's not where you graduate from. That's not what you get credit for. You get credit for the very end. So you pretty much could go through the whole course, not submit anything, and then put your final, I believe, and it should give you the ability to pass the class, or I should be able to give you the ability to pass the class. And that's pretty much it. Now, once more, let's review what you're covering here. You're covering both, what we're teaching is the beginner's stop motion animation. I will actually have more information about what that is in what is stop motion, but this is the welcome page. So we'll just cover like a syllabus, what the classes are, even though I've kind of rambled over it real quick. In what is stop motion, we're going to cover basically an overview of animation history, and how it's applied. In the setups, we'll cover quite a few different ways to set up stop motion animation for you, along with other setups outside of stop motion animation, such as CGI and 2D animation, so you understand how that all worked in the past. Along with, we'll go forward and start into our time-lapse module, where I'll lecture you about time-lapse and how that is pertinent and how that covers pretty much your basis of camera work. And then we'll get into pixelation, where we'll just animate our friends, our family, ourselves, and we'll just work through making animation of human bodies. Found object, pretty self-explanatory. We'll do found object animation. Cutout and paper animation, also self-explanatory. And clay animation, yes. Replacement animation is a technique. Squash and stretch is a technique, and smear animation is a technique. And then we'll apply whatever we've learned in these last modules to our logo and text animation, and we'll get into multi-object animation in this logo and text animation, along with inspiration and stuff like that. Then we'll jump into character expressions, and I'll cover the basis of lip sync and eye movement and expressions. So like happiness and sadness and those kind of things. We'll cover the very basics. And then we'll go into the walk cycle class, and I'll give you the basics of walk cycles, male and female, most likely, along with maybe another fun one that's kind of put in there for just giggles. All right, that should cover it for that much of the course. Other than that, there are a lot of lessons. So you see there's 15 modules. Well, there's 13 modules listed here, but it's 13, yeah, because this is technically the finals module, and the other one is module 1 is just the welcome. So there's 13 lesson modules. Inside the modules, you'll have lectures, and inside these lectures, you'll either have written text or videos. The goal here for me personally is to put as many videos in here as possible for you, so you get the best out of this and you don't have to sit there reading all the time. The main thing though is if there is text and there's a video, you might be able to skip the text altogether and just watch the video and get the best out of the class just doing videos if you don't feel like reading. But the reading is there just for fun for you to get like more in depth on what you want to kind of cover, because I can put more into text in a short period of time than I can in a video. Videos I tend to ramble, and I need to condense that more so that way we get in and out of the video for you as fast as possible and you get the best and the most information of the class. All right, that should cover it for now. If you have any questions at all, you would actually interact with me through my mentor page, and we're going to go through that page right now, which is on the welcome page. Welcome to T1a. And then you're going to click down here under Mentor Access, and you'll click that one. Oh, and I need to point out you also have access to forums for this class, But first off, let's do access and communicating with me. So for instance, if you submit an assignment and you want it graded or looked at, you should always send me a message that you want that to happen. You click on the little link there and it will take you to my page. There I am with my buddy Ziggy. That's my cat, my main man. And I'm animating on Disney, at Disney right there. And then you scroll down and you should be able to add me as a friend. But if you can't, if it's blocked for some reason, don't stress. I know who you are because you're my student. Click private message or public message. I prefer you to send me a private message if it's related to the class. Public message means, everybody can see it, but private message is pretty good. Send me the private message. And for instance, if I just sit here, click that, and it will take me to this page. Send to user, that's me. And then click over here for, right there. There it is for subject. And I'm going to say, hello from Spaceman Spiff. And then I'm going to go down here and type in, hi, John. I'm saying hi to myself here. And then there should be a send. There's the send button right there. And just hit send. And it should notify me that I've, there we go. Loading messages, please wait. Boom. And I've sent one before because I was doing the video before, just testing it out. But yeah, there you go. And those are the messages, and then we can have a conversation back and forth and such and such. All right. That's that. Now forums. Let me go into forums. Forums, you click on forums, upper area, and you'll see in the forums, there's private areas. These are private discussions. And these are fairly new. I've actually reset all this stuff. See, it says even though it's a year old, it's fairly new because I've reset the website a couple times over the period of 3-4 years of the site being up. And yeah, and so the students the old students that have graduated or have passed the classes, their comments are no longer found in these sections. So the new students coming in will fill up these sections and we'll cycle through over a period of time. Also, there's the private classes or private forums are set up that way. So that way general public doesn't have access, but they do have access there. But if you go to the private class or private lectures, you'll have an area where you can communicate with your fellow students, submit your assignments. For instance, like if I go to welcome, you should always go with the welcome to T1a and introduce yourself. Go, hi, I am Spaceman Spiff. Right, and then submit, and then you can also notify for replies. I'm not going to do that now because you know that this is just a fun little account that I've made for instructing from. But yeah, and that is a great way with sharing your information and your various stuff that you want to do. I do check the general information public access one. This one specifically is for general questions, comments. You have things that are, if you're not a student and you want to ask a question, that's where you would ask a question pretty much. But for the most part, I keep and that's policed very heavily, but I keep the other modules open to the students in that specific class only. So that way they have access to communicate with each other and get the most out of the class and the experience. All right. I hope that helps you out quite a bit in the beginning for starting this class and answers any questions that you might have. I did ramble a little bit. I apologize for that. But for the most part, I'm giving you an insight on how to do this. I will give you a lot of lessons, a lot of information about how to animate in stop motion animation and get you to a level where you are self-sufficient and be able to produce your own animation and have fun doing it. All right. Yeah, that's it. Once again, I'm your instructor, John. I will see you in the upcoming classes and upcoming lectures. And for now, keep animating. Thanks. Bye.